Team LeBron versus Team Giannis came down to the wire. The format for the game this year honored Kobe Bryant by having both teams play to 24 points more than the leading team heading into the fourth quarter. Team Giannis was ahead 133 to 124, so the winner would be the first team to reach 157 points. Team LeBron ended up fighting back to win 157 to 155 thanks to a game-winning free throw from Anthony Davis. And we are now joined by Fox Sports NBA analyst Stephen Jackson.
By the way, I got to congratulate Stephen Jackson on the podcast he does with Matt Barnes, because a couple of weeks ago, they got Kevin Durant to admit he still has a burner account. Am I right?
Yes, he do.
How did you do that? You pulled that right out of him.
Man, I think guys are just comfortable because these are conversations we have off camera. So it's easy to have these conversations, and we know how to disagree with people, but the respect stay the same.
Right.
And that's any show, if you can show the respect and disagree at the same time, then people don't mind coming on.
Way to go.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It means a lot from y'all.
Now, Stephen, looking back at the All-Star game last night, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate that fourth quarter?
9.9. The only thing I want to change is you can't win on the free throw.
Yep.
Everything Chris Paul changed and got them to change was awesome. Everything they got to change. I think the competition in the fourth quarter was what everybody wanted to see. And to me, it kind of looked like LeBron had it in his mind to compete from the first quarter. You know what I mean? I think those guys, with everything that's going on with the Kobe Memorial and all, I think everybody wanted to come and play hard for Kobe. But a lot of those guys wish they could have played hard for 4 quarters, and it looked like it. Even Kawhi, he came out real hot. They came out in game form. But I like everything about the All-Star game. I just don't want them to win on the free throw.
So let me ask you a question. You get fouled at the end of the game. There's no time on the clock. Game's tied. What happened?
The guy that fouled and the guy that got fouled go one-on-one.
No. I'm saying the regular game.
The real game.
In the real game.
A real game.
Yeah.
It's a free throw.
Okay.
Right.
So you win.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what happened. In field goal, right, Skip? In the All-Star game, it's a play. For me, I loved it. I thought it was a 12 because you had competition, because you're playing for a charity. You win the quarter, you win $100,000 for your charity. You don't win, you tie that quarter, because I didn't know what was going to happen in the third quarter. I thought it was like, well, how do we determine it? Because the third quarter ended in a tie, 41-41. Right. They said, we're going to roll it over. So now, all of a sudden, $100,000 now becomes, you win the game, it's $300,000.
Right.
When have you ever seen somebody take a charge at an All-Star game?
I loved it. Kyle Lowry took 3.
Kyle Lowry taking charges. AD got a blocking foul on a illegal screen against Kyle Lowry. Giannis challenging shots at the rim. You ain't blocking nobody's shot.
He went and got that.
And then LeBron says, okay, that's what you want to do? Is that how you want to do it? Okay, let me sit in this chair.
Yeah.
I'm going to knock it off your knee. We're going to go back the other way.
Yes, sir.
You saw the competition. It seems like, and I love the fact, because a lot of times, the games, your fourth quarter, it's a running clock. Stack, these guys go up and down, they just dunk it left and right. All that dunking stuff, they cut that out.
Yep.
No, you ain't getting no easy baskets. No easy baskets. I think what the All-Star game is everything Adam Silver. The thing I think the players love so much about it, he listens. Yeah. LeBron says, you know what? We should be at 24. Chris Paul says, let's come up with this rule where we're going to have no running clock. Turn the clock off. You got to win, 24. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought the athletes competed at the ultimate high. I've never seen them taking a charge at an All-Star game.
But you got to give some of that credit for Silver to David Stern. Because rest in peace, David Stern. David Stern kind of molded him and gave him the game.
Yeah.
So and it let him know, because David Stern, even though he suspended me for 30 games, I had a great relationship with David Stern. When I was releasing music, he called me and told me the good and bad sides of it. So I think him having a relationship with David Stern is helping him relate to the players and listen to them more.
Okay. I'll give you your 12 for just the watchability of the fourth quarter, because it was all-time.
Right.
I've been watching or covering All-Star games since the 1970s, and I have never seen a quarter played like that, remotely played like that in an All-Star game, to the point that I told Shannon earlier, I've covered NBA Finals games that weren't as competitive as the fourth quarter last night was. Just some game 4, when it was 2-1, where it just never lifted off.
Right.
But I'm having a hard time crediting the new format with the competitiveness, because I think they're mutually exclusive. I don't think one led to the other. You could be right. Yeah. I didn't get it, because the same thing could have happened if you had your basic rules of the running clock.
Right.
Because Team Giannis was up 9 at the end of the third quarter.
Right.
So it's 133 to 124. So they decide, let's take Kobe's number, great, 24, and let's add it onto the winner's total coming out of the third quarter, and we'll say that's the target number by what's called this Elam ending system that Chris Paul suggested to the commissioner.
Right.
Okay, so what if it had just been straight basketball with a running clock? LeBron's team was way better than Giannis's team. So the fact that LeBron's team went on a 21-11 run down the stretch to finally prevail is a shock to nobody because they're just better because Giannis is not a very good picker.
They had all the closers.
They had all the closers.
Yeah,
they had
all the
everybody
closers.
on their team.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so why would we credit the format with inspiring the competitiveness, which, to your point, we've never seen anything like it before?
I don't believe if you don't have that fixed number, I don't believe the guys play that way that soon. It seemed like the intensity ratcheted up. Now, obviously, because the game, like you said, the game was only 9 points. Skip you down by 30, you can be going to 24, you can be going to 44. I don't know how you get back into the ball game. But because, like, look, man, they got 133 already. They only need 24 points to
No,
win
but
this
it's
thing.
still just basketball. They get the ball back. It's not make it, take it.
No.
You know, like if you score, they get the ball and they can go score just like in a running clock.
But I believe they play it out, and if the game ever gets closer to like the last 2 minutes, but we saw the intensity from the jump. The minute the fourth quarter started, we saw guys playing like this game meant something
I
to them.
thought it was jump started. It was fire started because Giannis broke the unwritten rule. At one point, Giannis goes out on LeBron and blocks his fadeaway. and it's like, LeBron looked at him like, oh, it's going to be like that?
yeah.
And LeBron goes to the other end, and he just D's up Giannis, and he loses the ball, and here we win. And all of a sudden, Kyle Lowry is flying all over the floor playing football.
Right, a couple of charges.
Okay? And he's hacking people and running into people and getting off-ball foul calls. I'd never seen anything like it. And it was a blast to watch, but I'm not sure that the format did it. I just think Giannis accidentally it was like a flashpoint.
He only know one speed.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Skip. Let's just say for a football game, the fourth quarter, instead of 15 minutes, let's say one team has 14 and the other team has 10. And it's the first one to 17 wins the ball game, or the first one to 21 wins the ball game. You don't think that intensity ratchets up? We ain't got no time. There's no 15 minutes. It's just the first one to 21. Okay, well, you're going to get a whole different ball game. So now,
why wouldn't it ratchet up if you're down 9 and you're Team LeBron at the end of 3 quarters? I think they could have gone on the same run.
Well, we got 12 minutes. You know they're going to bull jive around. We still got to entertain the crowd with some alley-oops and everything.
Then the other problem I had was, without a clock, the fourth quarter felt like it was the whole half. It was you could have played a half in the time it took to play the fourth quarter because of the foul calls. There were 21 fouls called just in the fourth quarter. There were 14 in the previous 3 quarters.
That credits to the competition, but I think the emphasis on winning a quarter helped a lot.
Okay, that helped the early quarters. I'll give you that.
Because when our NBA teams with coaches, when they got few coaches that preach winning quarters.
Right.
And you watch those teams at the beginning of the game, they come out with a whole different energy because some teams you have to win quarters to win games. And I think that dynamic of it made them play harder from the jump.
Okay, but in the end, it came down to these 5 guys on the floor, LeBron and AD and Kawhi and James Harden and CP3. Well, they're much better than Giannis and Embiid and Siakam and Kemba and Lowry.
All closers. They are closers.
Okay, well, it's like it's a mismatch, so what happened should have happened.
Well, hey, but Steg, I don't know if you noticed it. Now, you got James Harden. James Harden might be one of the 2 or 3 greatest. We always take, when I say offensive players, I take Wilt out the equation because you got to take him out because it's unfair. But you talk about Jordan, Kobe, James Harden. So you're going to say he's one of the 2 or 3 best offensive players in the history of the game.
Absolutely.
You got Kawhi, who's a finals MVP. You got AD, who's coming along. Chris Paul's an all-NBA player. Down the stretch, who had the ball in the hand?
James.
Go James.
No.
Oh, wait, no, James Harden.
If you look at the game, James started off missing shots, but when it came down to the clutch points, they was giving the ball to James at the end of the game.
Last 3 possessions, who had the ball?
Kawhi and LeBron.
No.
Kawhi and LeBron.
Kawhi got the rebound, kick that thing, go James, do that.
I love to see LeBron, Kawhi, and AD sharing the ball. I mean, that looked real good out there.
Did LeBron close that game?
No,
I don't remember it. I don't remember. Seriously.
Earlier I said, they said free throws, game shouldn't end on the free throw. They did win by 2 because they were up by 1. AD just had to make 1 free throw, which ended up winning by 2 points.
Okay.
But because when we play on the blacktop, we ain't no running time.
Ain't no running time.
We got a set number. You can play 11, 13, or 15. You got to win by 2. game might take 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know, if that game get tied 14-14, oh, it's gonna be a minute.
A whole bunch of fouls. No layups. No layups.
layups.
And you know what? To talk about the competition, James had a dunk to win the game. The competition was so thick.
He's like, I ain't want that.
I might have got fouled, so I'm going past
He
this.
did. You know what? He walked.
Foul, he was
Yeah, he walked.
He
Yeah,
went
he
up and
walked.
came down.
Yeah,
Why, he might have got that Kevin McHale on Kurt Rambis.
It would have been a bad foul.
Because he turned that one down. Because in a regular game, James Harden's gonna hit that floater.
That's the first thing LeBron said to him. Dunk that. You got to dunk that.
He did. I get your point. A real game would end on a free throw.
Yes.
But this felt like a great, all-time great pickup game between 10 great players who looked like they were by themselves in some gym like at UCLA where
Yeah.
you guys play.
Yeah.
And it got heated
Yep.
for what it was just pride. It just felt like they were playing for pride. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so great. But
That's how
again,
every game should be.
yeah. every
But you
game.
know, but you see who? I don't know if you've been playing this close attention, Stack, but I do.
Yeah.
Since they instituted this format where the lady vote getters get to choose the team, do you know what old GOAT James team is? 3-0.
Yeah, because he picks the right
Picks the
players.
Right players.
That's what he do.
He's picking against Giannis, who seems to have no idea who
He
can
picked
play.
against Steph Curry. Giannis is going for an all-world team. He gets Siakam. and-
LeBron picking to win, Giannis picking people he more like. He like, you know what I'm saying? He like,
That's
not
what-
basketball-wise, he like personally. LeBron picking teams to win.
Because you heard him say, well, you know, I want somebody to pass me the ball.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't pick Jay. He took Trey and Kimba.
Over
He
James
took
Harden.
LeBron got two of the worst defenders. He took Luka and James. But in the All-Star game, Skip, you want guys that can put the ball in the basket.
Listen, when James decides to play defense, he
Yeah.
can play defense. Luka, not
And he
so much.
did.